welcome to the April 9. As from the title, this is my 100 subs special. Basically, a point where I just ramble about shit. And including, well, you've got to see this, I'm sure you all love this. My I love computers mug. Well, computer, it should be an S on there. Because I have more than one computer. A lot more. Still too hot. A nice cup of tea, but in the meantime while a cup of tea cools down, I also have blackcurrant. So we'll drink that for now till that cools down. I really should drink more tea here at uni. Now 100, now yeah, we could work out 100 in binary, but that's too easy. I don't work out numbers in hex enough. So 100 in hexadecimal is 64. Which is 64 is also a nice little 1 million and something 100. Let's have a check up on that. Logbook, math logbook. Where is it? Somewhere here. Here we go. So 64. Yeah, it'll be 1 million. In binary, so yeah, it kind of concludes with another special number in the binary spectrum, but this is in hexadecimal for 100, which is pretty cool. Another good thing is I recently got an ESR meter. I've been needing one of these things for ages, because without one, you are very limited on what repairs you can do. I mean, yeah, you can have your oscilloscope, you can have your power multimeter. Without one of these, you do hit brick walls every so often. So there will be some things I can actually fix now because I know what parts will have gone wrong. And the best thing of all, made in England. Had a look inside. Lovely engineering. Gold-plated croc clips, which are removable for extra expansions, which you obviously have to fork out more money for. Wouldn't be proper test equipment if it wasn't expandable and you couldn't fork out. There's nothing to fork out extra money on. But the crocky clips will keep me going forever probably. And it's made in England. English engineering. A rare thing these days. Beautiful. Highly recommended. Not the cheapest thing on earth, but well, you do have to pay. And well, saving up helps. And also, well, down here we're working on getting Windows 3.1 on the white box PC, which is computer sys something or other. Ah yes, the desktops. Mum doesn't want me taking home them. Well, the XP machine, administration machine that I've set up is non-negotiable. I've got to find a use for the white box, and the other one I'll either sell, give away or gut. One of them three. But I do need some desktops to play around on because you have the most configurability with them. Yeah, you can change the RAM and hard drives in laptops, but that's about it. There's no point even attempting on the motherboards. And hang on, I'm just thinking of more things to ramble about. This is rare. I normally go off on super duper tangents. I could do with playing Turrican right now. It's normally just rambling just comes out. But my main supply of milk has run out, so I'm down to emergency milk, which is like this stuff that's actually Tesco's branded, but it reminds me of Cravendale milk. Probably find there's an angry cow standing out there wanting their milk back. And, well, you know what? He could join me for a cup of tea if he's toilet trained. Or she. Or actually, oh, bloody, how the hell did I make that mistake? He. It's the bloody girls who produce the milk. She can join me for a nice cup of tea. Oh dear. You can see what tiredness does to my brain, can't you? Ow. Crushing my knee. And, well, things to ramble about. Casso PB700. Still going beautifully. RAM expansions. They were never mentioned in the eBay sales. There's, with postage on top, it's about £6. It's like the ultimate in bargains, and things are worth about 20 to 50 quid, these things. AA Energizer rechargeable batteries. And a battery backup that I have not bothered to replace. No, don't put the Poundland button cells in. They'll do more damage than good. And of course, very handy floppy disk sets. Jesus, the amount of times I've saved all the old floppies from being thrown in the bin. But the thing is, software is probably the hardest thing to get for stuff. Software disappears more than the hardware. Software is valuable. If you have it, keep it. I'm just not necessarily willing to buy it unless if I really need it or want it. Remnants of Xbox 360. Well, the motherboard's on the bed. Right here. And of course there, well, this is the Elite version, which apparently they fixed the red ring of death. Yeah. Bullshit, I smell. Yeah. They've still got them stupid X clamps, and they are actually clamped. They're not even, well, the clamp parts are actually bolted in the heatsink, but then these bits are clamped onto the heatsink essentially. Heatsink bolts, so yeah, they're still using the crappy X clamps. The new ones, I haven't dismantled the new ones, so I don't know what revision changes they've made. Although these fans could cut. Hang on a minute. Case fan for the hotter machines I've got. There you go, repurpose it. Yeah, it's not designed for the ye old machine, but case fan. And of course you have your usual control wire. Yes, I can see that. The negative is the blue. Yeah, they pretty much just parallel them. Yeah, I see how they've designed it there. I reckon with a bit of reconfiguration I could redo that connector. Never have limits. Never let anything stop you from achieving your goals. Nice. I'm also learning to program in assembly language, which is fun. Is my tea cool enough? Yeah, nope, it's still burning hot in my loving computer's mug. Ow. I haven't gained any new toys apart from what I made a video about, and my ESR meter. And this is a little pick kit I brought a while back that you program in assembly, so apparently these only have 32 instruction sets, so it might be worth having a play round with this and seeing what we can do. I can't remember, is there a disc in here or do you have to download the software? The latest Subs Yey, you have to download it. Oh, damn. Why can't they just put a little micro disc in here? There is some user manual documentation. I don't like this thing where things come without user manuals. I mean, there's the ESR meter. This is the first piece of test equipment I brought with a proper user manual. Okay, it's just printed on what? Standard A5 paper, but at least it's a proper manual with staples. and it doesn't have 1,000 billion different languages that I don't understand or care about it, and it actually tells you how to use the ESR meter. The multimeter user manuals are bloody useless. They tell you jack shit. Now, here's your system requirement spec on a bloody piece of toilet paper. Fantastic. The box is a box and absolutely nothing to cry about. It's even got barcode there. And made in the UK. I just saw that on the box. It's like, oh. Finally something made in England. And it's ROS compliant. Everything's ROS compliant today. Compliant. Now, all vocabulary failure. Oh dear. Internal dictionary failure. File not found. Scratch my head. Stare inside the guts of the P2. Yes, that's a P2. I'm trying to get... I was thinking about putting Windows 98 on it, but I decided against it, mainly because, well, I couldn't get it to access the disk drive, and I can't be asked to pull a disk drive out one of the other two. Card swap complete. Scratchy nose. It has just occurred to me when the Windows backup popped up. Yes, I've had this laptop getting close to a yearish now, and Windows has only complained to me just now about backup, so why not set it up and have it back up to my external hard drive? So that solves that, and it saves the human error of me forgetting. All I need to do is remember to plug the hard drive in every Sunday. So there's still a chance for human error. Maybe no, it needs to go off this machine. I'd be better off if we could do some sort of switch that leads to another computer on the little mini LAN. So we'll minimise that and leave it doing that, because backups are very important. Anything can happen. It has also occurred to me 2 requests that were made a while back. One was to do, oh god, party farts. Well, at least on your end it won't smell. The camera can't smell, I'm afraid. So there's no pleasure in it, it's just me who suffers. It's not smelling so far, which is good. So we shall go look them up, because I can't remember who it was. It was someone who had like a profile picture that I can only describe as some sort of 8-bit-atized insect. At least that's what it looks like to me. Whether it actually is that, I don't know. So we go on YouTube, and I'm on the wrong thing as usual. This is my brain is mash, mashed potato, Boris and Badger, mashed potato. I'm sure some of you will remember that. Boris and Badger. I don't know how the song goes. And all that lovely crap. So we go on feed. No, that's not feed. That's something else. Activity. Oh, here we go. This is feed. I don't know what this. Here we go. This is them. So we'll just click on this. There we go. And we. There we go. There's a thing that reminds me of some kind of insect thing. PS3 games and comic books. And of course we've got the top 10 games. We're a big fan now, which is brilliant. Look out for my first vintage computer. Hey, come on, Electron. Yeah, sorry about the slow video-y thingy, Bob, but yeah, I tend to forget. And sometimes when I do remember, it's just can't be asked tonight. Oh, it's just me. And yes, I'm back from Christmas because I did nothing. So rather than being a top 10 games list, it would just be a list of games that I keep coming back to, and of which are my favourites. So let's go to my absolute favourite game of all time. This has to be Portal 2. They've hit a very hard benchmark for all other games in existence. The next one under that is Half-Life 1. And of course you've got Half-Life 2, which is with Half-Life 1, and it's hard to decide which one's better, but I think Half-Life 1 gets the edge just over Half-Life 2. After that we come to the two favourite platformers, which is Turrican 2 and the Hurricane mod for Turrican, which we shall load up here in case you don't know what it is, and if you haven't downloaded it, I suggest you download it. There's a video I made of it, and I'm going to do a full long play of it at some point. By some point, it could be this year, it could be next year, it could be in a few years' time, but I will eventually. And there we go, that's all you need to see. It's awesome. And it's made by fans of the, well, legendary machine, Commodore 64. Okay, when it's finished loading, we'll go to quit because we'll play that later or something. Seriously, I do not have the energy to do any work this evening. That's the thing with evenings, you just don't have the energy half the time. And I tend not to leave my work to the last minute so I don't have to do the last minute rush, because that just screws it up. You never get quality. And then of course you've got absolutely awesomes. What games have I regularly played through? You've got just thinking, Red Faction Guerrilla is an awesome game that comes to mind, and the new Armageddon I really enjoyed, although the free world aspect was missing, which was a shame. But when you're going for an underground design, how do you make that free world and still work? Brilliant. And Red Faction 1, I need to do another playthrough of that because I enjoyed that so much. 2, yeah, Red Faction 2 they messed up. But thankfully not the others I played. You've got this is where planning ahead really benefits, but I did think about sitting down and doing a list, but I couldn't be asked. Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc, I love that game. Area 51 for the PS2, back in the days when I was looking for a Half-Life equivalent first-person shooter. It didn't give that, but it gave something completely different and awesome. The Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 3 I think is my top. Fallout New Vegas is basically like a Fallout 3 map pack type thing, because they haven't done anything to the engine. They've just kind of added new content essentially to the Fallout 3 engine. It's still bloody fun to do, but I do find there's actually less map to explore, which is a shame, and less government and military facilities. I'll have to start a new game on that and start re-exploring, because I'm pretty close to finishing the storyline, but then it just kills the game after that, so sod that. And pretty much done all the side missions that I can really be asked with. The rest are like tedious type ones, where it's like, go find this, and it only goes on subtle hints, and I'm hopeless at following subtle hints. What else is there? There is Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy, Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy Advanced. There's Mario Kart 64 and Wipeout on the PSP. Mario Kart 64, you should know what that is you're on a gaming type. Well, it's supposed to be gaming channel, but it's just me rambling and playing with tech channel more like. And of course, then there's should I edit out the or leave them in? I don't know. I'll probably just leave them in. Yeah, I'm looking at the Xbox 360 fans in hope of remembering. The Dead Space series are good, but yeah, I think that'll do on that. I can tell you I've missed out tons of decent games there. They're on a good list. Portal 1 goes under Portal because they're kind of the same thing. That's another awesome game. What else do we have? Let's look at Steam. I have a fair few Steam games. And any on desktop here. Loads of Half-Life stuff. We've covered that. Steam. Yes, I don't like Steam itself, but it's a necessary evil. So it's connecting. You see, connecting to my Steam account. I don't know if that's actually readable. Probably not. Actually feel quite hard. Let's see where the camera is actually pointing. You can't see what I put down on my lap. Oh look, we've got something from Sonic. Oh yes, I've played a very good Sonic game on the Game Boy Advance, but that really didn't grab me. It wasn't like one of those. It's just like a good game rather than a game of all time. It's just basically Half-Life. Yeah, no good. I could go and get the PS... I know, I'll have a quick look through the PS2 games. Hang on. Bear with me. Benefits to look through your PS2 game box that you've brought to uni. Here's Area 51. Fantastic. Highly recommended. Crash Twinsanity. Out of all the Crash games, I think this is the one I've had the most fun on. Make another one like this, Crash. People at Traveller's Tales and Syria. Excellent. Syria do it again, and Traveller's Tales took over from Naughty Dog. I don't know what the hell happened to poor old Naughty Dog. Destruction Derby 2. Now, the races on this are actually impossible, but what I really love are just the smash 'em up pits. Just pits of just ramming and crashing. This is what it's all about. If you're going to do something. This would be a game that I reckon would be fantastic remade under modern graphics, because you could enhance it so much. As long as you kept the original gameplay mechanic intact. And of course you've got your standard platformers, crashes. This is just a representation for like Crash 2 and Warped and them. And as a final bonus, the game that brought me the most disappointment. I brought it in Tesco's, but it's not Tesco's fault. It was hyped up to be this really great military first-person shooter that's supposed to be up on a level like Call of Duty and that. And you know what? I got it home. I don't think I've ever got past the second level. And you know what it is? It was led up to... Now, obviously there's going to be fans of this who are like, no! How dare they call it boring and dry? And that's fair enough, because there will be people who probably see this as a favourite game or something. But I just found it so... And they'll probably be the ones to just go straight on the dislike button. And maybe even leave a nasty comment. To which I will just look at it and probably just take the piss out of them. If you're going to disagree, at least keep it civil, otherwise I'll just take the piss out of you. It's as simple as that. I have no problems with that, doing that. If someone wants to leave nasty comments, they can have the piss ripped out of them. And my cup of tea's warm enough to drink now. Yeah, I brought this in Tesco's thinking it'd be great, and it's just... I can't even remember if I made it past the second level. I didn't make it past the second level. I think I got onto it and it was like the same. I gave it a chance of the first level being so dry, and then it's just... The second level I couldn't take anymore. It's just... yeah. And net play though. Probably spice it up if you did link your PlayStation with other PlayStations. Use a crossover cable so you can link two together, and then you don't have to go with the split screen. And of course, as with all my games, well, this one's barely been played, so this one actually, if I pull it out, doesn't really have any scratches on it. It's just covered in dust. It has a few minor ones which have appeared out of nowhere. despite only ever transferring it from the case to the PlayStation 2 once. There must be some sort of like mystical bloody disc scratching gremlin or something. Some of my discs are in pristine conditions, others have gained mysterious scratches. It's a bit weird really. And my toe is itchy. And here's the watch indicating the time of day. Well, at least in England at this precise moment of recording. If I was to do a list of unfavourite games, it would be... well, I'd have to put all sports games in there. Despite them actually probably, a lot of them containing a lot of... I'd have to put FIFA in there because they just release the same thing every sodding year. What do? Change the colour of the cups. Make up a team. I don't know, I'm just making it up here. This is one of the sorts of stuff I'd expect them to do. Make a no team. Up the graphics just that pixel more. So the textures have one extra pixel of resolution. And it's just, oh, it's pointless. It's like you do get hosts of good games. Now this isn't necessarily favourites list, like you've got Call of Duty, the first Call of Duty going on to the Modern Warfare 2. Trouble is with the Call of Duties, while the single player is brilliant, I always enjoy the story mode the same each time, so I haven't played through the new one that I got at Christmas, or Battlefield yet. I'm really looking forward to playing through Battlefield, but I probably won't get an opportunity to either summer or a birthday period. We'll see. Or maybe I want to go home at weekends, but with the amount of work being issued, that might not happen. And of course, there's that. I also need to send a bloody hell. Why is it taking so long for Windows to do an automatic backup when it takes me no time whatsoever? Windows. It's quite hot in here at the moment. And the drunk review that someone wanted me to do, Aaron Arnold. Well, I've got the materials, I just need the will to get pissed. I don't drink too much, you see, so I think I'll save this to after the exams or some point of celebration. And I can just walk on camera. I don't think I'll take myself to toddler level pissed, which is like at the absolute height. Just finish off my tea. Wouldn't be a special without a cup of tea. And what do you know? Hurricane 2. No, should really pull that out when it was there. And the holy upon holy disc. I really could do with making images of these discs. There is a thing that LGR got that would be very useful for that. I could do with one of those, definitely. I'll have to look into it, and if it's, I think it's expensive, so it might be worth something saving up for. I'm independent now, so I've been waiting for expensive stuff for Christmas and birthdays. Save up and buy it myself. Why should parents have to pay for everything? Anyways, I think I've concluded just about everything I wanted to talk about, with forgetting about half of it, or most of it, as usual. Oh yeah! Also, a bonus teardown, well, I've got my Dremel too, because I got a Dremel for Christmas, which is currently buried under paperwork, but I'll try and salvage it out. Oh, you probably can't see my face. You've probably just got a view of my arse or something. I'll enjoy it. Dremel. I've had some fun playing with this. Bring this up to you. Oh, I've had some fun playing with this. I've cut up some biscuit tin. That was fun. Destroyed some cracker gifts with it. I took these onto Cracker Git. You know, like cheap pieces of shit you get out of crackers. Yeah, I took the Dremel to him. We could make Mr. Monkey headless. It's tempting. And of course I cut this open. And you want to know what's inside? Next to nothing. 2 transistors, 4 resistors, and some connectors, and 2 LEDs, and that's it. On a cheapo circuit board. Well, it is Poundland stuff, or 90. It's either Poundland or one of the 99p stores, but I just generically refer to them all as Poundland, despite the branding being different. I'll stick to assembling that when I'm not on camera. I've got extra bits of plastic over it. I think I've finally figured out how to subdue the nasty smell in my shower room. I think there's a problem with the drains or something. Bleach in the shower base seems to have done it with a full decontamination yesterday, even going down to soaking the shower curtain in bleach. Yeah, it gives you an idea of how much I went down to. I didn't leave anything on. The only thing I left uncleaned was the ceiling. That was it. Everything else in sight was decontaminated with bleach and shower spray. And now there's bleach sitting in the bottom. And it seems to have worked, so I'm going to keep bleaching the bottom, and that should sort out that. However people address it, because apparently they're getting the smell upstairs as well, so however people address it is up to them. They've apparently complained to the accommodation, which means this dodgy smell should be getting sorted at some point, but when I don't know. Mind you, they're pretty decisive in sorting out boiler issues. I've got the boiler component, I'll show it to you. How much time do we have left on the camera? We have 1 minute, so we have just enough time before I conclude. And I'm wasting it by rummaging for a pocket. That's my gloves. Here we go. Here's the component. It's got like a pressure gaugey thing. Computer input, and of course your valve, which is all kind of, you know, like they get all horrible. My mum has tried numerous attempts at throwing it in the bin. Ah, the joy. Well, you've failed at that, Mum, because it's here, being showed to the rest of the internet of those who choose to watch. And this is actually quite cool inside, because not only have you got the usual pressure gauge mechanisms, I'm going to check making sure the camera's focusing, which is not. I think I can turn manual focus on. Let's try it while it's going up. Yeah, it kind of, yeah, I can do manual focus, there we go. So here you got the sort of gauge and electronics, then you got optoelectric components, which will be an IR transmitter, an IR receiver, and of course, depending on where that wheel is to the pressure, will depend on how much light gets through, and it uses some kind of, probably resistance measurement, I don't know specifically, to tell how much light is getting through. Anyway, it's ending now. With a few seconds to go, I say thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this so-called special. And my nose.